Welcome back to my channel. I'm MomLife. If you're not subscribed, please make sure that you do and hit the notification bell so that you can be the first to find out when a new video is uploaded. So you might be wondering, when is the right time to get your child a passport? If you're like me and you believe in manifesting travel into your life, and yes, the heavens are opening up, it is pouring with rain, it is thundering, don't be surprised. But if you're like me and you believe in manifesting opportunities for travel, where your child can go with you, the time is now. Don't wait too long to get your child a passport. And I kind of wish I had done this when he was smaller and more portable. By portable, I mean like compact in a pram, is sitting quiet. But now I'm here making a video explaining to you some of the things you need to do if you're going to be taking your child to get a passport application. So let's start right at the beginning, and do keep in mind I will put a link down below for you when I make reference to booking online. So first things first is, why do you need a passport? You need a passport so that your child can travel and start to accumulate stamps around the world. Even if you're choosing to just go through to Lesotho, go to Botswana, the thing that really instigated the whole effort of going to get a passport for Mokokegi was that we need to travel for family things that are happening in Lesotho and in Botswana, and I've kind of been procrastinating because it felt like a mission. Thank goodness I have an assistant that helps me out, and she was like, actually it's very simple, and she sent me the list of things that you need from Home Affairs as well as the link to book, and it turned out really simple. So I'm gonna do all the work for you and tell you what it is you need to do, and on top of that I'm gonna just include you keeping in mind certain things if you're traveling with a toddler to Home Affairs. So got the link. And one of the first things it says is, the parents that are on the birth certificate are the ones that need to go. So if both parents are on the birth certificate, you both need to go to Home Affairs. If it's one parent, of which it will say on the birth certificate, travel parent, that is the one, when they say unabridged birth certificate is the one to show. Then if it's just you as mom on the birth certificate, you're the only one who needs to go. And you have to be there in person, not just to go and apply, but also to collect. And then your baby has to be there as well, so don't forget the baby. And it's quite simple now. We are evolving slowly but surely. We're getting there. Things are becoming more digitized. You no longer have to go somewhere and take photographs that are a specific way. So you rock up. So you rock up there with the parents that are on the birth certificate, either mom and dad or just mom, however your birth certificate is set up. Sorry, step back. You book online. So I did the online booking, and I'll put the link down below. And what you can do is check the different Home Affairs around you to see which appointment comes faster and which appointment comes much later. And I ended up going to Home Affairs in Roodepoort. I have other options of Home Affairs, but at the time, that one made the most sense with the times that were available. Then you're supposed to get a confirmation SMS. Now, don't make the mistake of doing the booking under your name and your ID number. You need to do the booking under your child's birth certificate number. So that number that starts with their birth date, 2020, whatever, that is the number you need to use. Don't make the mistake of using your own ID number. So use your child's ID number from their birth certificate to do the booking. You will get an SMS confirming your appointment, diarize the appointment, and now come time to do the appointment. So we opted for the first appointment available in the day, which was 8 a.m. What is the reason? Because during the week our son goes to creche. So we opted for the first appointment available in the morning. We didn't get there as early as we had wanted, but I kind of said, well, you're booked online, so you can't be waiting that long. Very long queue. But what happens is, at the gate, you go to the gate and they check the bookings. You say online booking and they let you in, and then you stand in a queue. Now, what are some of the smart mommy things that I did is that I packed snacks and I packed refreshments and milk and made sure that baby's diaper bag had a couple of extras because I had told myself we might be here for a few hours. The one thing I made the mistake of not packing is I did not pack a toy for my child because I must have forgotten. It was busy that day. I didn't pack a toy, but what I did have is a cell phone with a full charged up battery so that when he was becoming overly busy and all over the show, he could sit and watch some YouTube Kids. So you get there, you queue. It does help, even if you're the only name on the birth certificate, especially if you have a toddler, it helps to have somebody just go with you and escort you just to help take care of the little one, because they do start to get quite busy. So you've packed your bag, you've got all of the things that you need, and snacks and wipes and tissues and things to keep baby entertained and busy. At some point you're going to be sitting somewhere getting settled, which is what happened with us, and they call numbers out when it is your turn. Now let me tell you what happened to us. Koki started having a little bit of a meltdown. Now he still does use a dummy, but he doesn't use it during the day. He only uses it for sleep at home. Sometimes we let him have it for nap time, but at school he does not use it at all. He goes to sleep when they tell him it's sleep time, puts his head down with the other children and they sleep. We didn't take the dummy. That was a mistake that mom made. So now he's having a bit of a meltdown, right? So during meltdown, because you're sitting in the queue and you can see, oh, we're number 67, you can see they're at 34. If you're with somebody else, then that person can take baby outside, they can walk and not have him feel frustrated. So at some point, he's sitting with me, he's having his juice, he's having his biscuits, and he decides he wants to get off the chair. And I'm like, don't get off the chair. And he wants to get off the chair. So what happens? He face first planted into the cement and got a bump. Now, maybe it was a good thing I didn't have his dummy, because the screaming got people so disturbed that one of the Home Affairs officials came and said, "Ooh, mama, what number are you?" And I said, "We're number 67. And then she was like, "Ooh, mama, hi, Shem. No, don't worry, sit 2 minutes." And then she went, and then suddenly our number was called, because you could see little one was having a tough time. There was another lady who had a baby, and they also let her go to the front, because it is an overwhelming experience. It gets very, very full and very busy, and it's a lot even for me as an adult who understands why we are there. Now come photo time. So photo time, they let baby sit in your lap, except if the camera is facing this way, right, I'm gonna sit as the parent the way I'm sitting, and then they put baby on your lap so that baby can face the camera. Then they put something at the top for baby to look at, but baby was crying, baby was screaming, doing everything but looking at the camera, until eventually we started singing his favorite nursery rhyme. And then now that we got him calm, it was trying to get him to look into the camera. We eventually got the shot that made it, but the guy was amazing at the Home Affairs, just understanding what to do with kids and engaging with him and getting the photo right. And then afterwards, at some point, baby's not needed to go and do the forms. So I don't even think we did it the correct order. I think the exception was that we went for photos first, just because they were trying to move us through the queue. And then the next point was the one where you're filling out all of the details, and they ask you where you want to collect. And then I was like, okay, I'll collect at a different Home Affairs now that I've been here. And cool. Now, just so you know, they don't do temp passports. I think if you have an emergency, you have to do a special application. But it comes out so quickly. So if we went in, I think the passport was ready within 10 working days. I got the SMS that said the passport is ready, go and collect. I have not collected. Life got really, really busy, but I need to go and collect. And those are the tips that I have for you for Home Affairs, is just be mentally prepared that it can take hours. I think we left at around 11:30. So we dropped him back at creche and we left. Yeah, so it took about 3 hours or so, and that was with them pushing us in front of the queue. So just so you are mindful, the booking online really does make a difference. So use the link down below and make sure you book online so that you have your appointment. And if you don't have your own passport, this is your opportunity. Get your passport too, so that you and your little one and your family can travel at a moment's notice. Don't wait for somebody to ask, do you have a passport, and you lose out. Our children need to have these worldly experiences. It might seem far-fetched because you don't have the money, but you don't know what is possible in this lifetime. Any of the questions that you have, put them down below just when it comes to getting your child a passport. And then of course, come time for traveling, that is its own different conversation as to what documents you need. But for this, getting a passport, questions down below, the link is there, book online, get yours as well. Make sure it is 2 separate bookings, or one for baby and each parent that wants to be traveling. Get that passport and have it ready. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to do so and hit the notification bell.